Hola. Welcome back to Coffee Break Spanish. For lesson 2, we're going to be looking at how to say hello and goodbye. You already know hola, but we're going to be learning how to say hello at different times of the day. We'll also be learning different ways to say goodbye. See you later. See you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy this lesson.
Coffee Break Español!
Now, the very first word that we learned in the first edition of Coffee Break Spanish was the word for hello. Can you remember what that was, Cara?
Hola.
Hola, exactly. We're going to build on this today and learn some more greetings. Greetings that you can use at different times of the day. The first of these is the phrase for good morning. Listen to this. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Muy bien. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Okay. Día is the word in Spanish for day. So, buenos días is literally saying good days. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Try repeating that one last time. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Muy bien. Buenos días. Now, in Spain and lots of other Spanish-speaking countries, the morning lasts quite a long while. It probably lasts longer than it would do in a lot of English-speaking countries. So buenos días is used right up until maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, depending on when you have lunch. So buenos días, good morning or good day. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Muy bien. After lunch, you would use the phrase buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
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 Muy bien. Tardes.
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 Okay, tardes is one of these slightly tricky Spanish words. It's got a rolled R in there. Tardes.
Tardes.
And then it's followed by a th, a soft D sound. In Spanish, the D is very rarely a hard D like in English in the words dad or donut. It's a soft D, which sounds almost like the English word the. So, tardes.
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 Good. Now, again, this may vary depending on which Spanish-speaking country you're familiar with, but in Spain, you would probably hear something like tardes.
Tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Muy bien. Now, again, it's linked to eating times, and buenas tardes is used after lunch. So that could be from about 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, right up until dinner, which can often be as late as 9, 10, even later in the summer. So buenas tardes tends to mean good afternoon and also good evening in the sense of early evening. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Muy bien. Now, if it's later on in the evening, and this can be used as a greeting as well as a farewell at the end of a night, you can say buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
So buenas noches can be said when you meet people in the evening if it's very late on. Buenas noches, but it's most likely to be used as a goodbye. It's the end of the evening. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Let's run through our 3 greetings. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Muy bien. This time I'm going to say them. You can repeat them, and Cara will say them after you, and see how you get on with your pronunciation. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Muy bien. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Muy bien. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Excelente.
So why do you say buenos días, but buenas tardes and buenas noches?
Well, Spanish, like lots of languages, has different genders. So some words in Spanish are masculine and some words are feminine. If you're not familiar with any foreign languages which use different genders, then this might seem a bit strange. And it's not really that strange. Once you get used to it, you can just accept that some words are feminine and some words are masculine. It's not necessarily linked to male people or words that refer to male things being masculine and female people or female things being feminine. Because, for example, the word for table is feminine, la mesa, and the word for train is masculine, el tren. So it just depends. You really should learn the gender of a word when you learn the word itself. We'll be talking much more about this in later podcasts. You should know for the time being that buenos días, dia is masculine, so it's buenos días. And buenas tardes, tarde, and noche are both feminine, so it's buenas tardes, buenas noches. Let's repeat them one more time. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Muy bien. Now, it's all very well saying hello to someone. How would you say hello?
Hola.
Hola. And you can now greet somebody at a particular time of the day. But we also need to be able to say goodbye to them. Goodbye in Spanish is adios.
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 Try to get that soft D in there again. Think of the word the. Adios.
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 Muy bien. So you can use adios at any time of the day, even though if, for example, late in the evening you were saying good night to someone, then you would use buenas noches, or indeed combine it with adios. Adios, buenas noches. Adios, buenas noches.
Adios. Buenas noches.
Muy bien. Now, there are lots of other phrases in Spanish that people use when they're saying goodbye to someone, and you may well have heard of some of these phrases. The first one that we're going to look at is hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Muy bien. Now, another wee Spanish pronunciation tip here. The G in hasta luego is a very soft G. It's not luego. It's luego.
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 Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego means see you soon, see you another time, until the next time, something like that. And there's lots of different versions of these phrases in Spanish. We'll teach you a few. We're concentrating first, of course, on hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
See you later. Hasta luego. Now, you may also want to say to someone that you'll see them soon. The word for soon in Spanish is pronto.
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 And again, the T is a very soft T. Pronto.
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 So sticking it with hasta, as in hasta luego. Hasta means until. So hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
So hasta luego, see you later. Hasta pronto, see you soon. Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Okay. Now, another word that is, or another phrase rather, that's very common is the phrase for see you tomorrow. And tomorrow in Spanish is mañana.
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 So, can you work out how you would say until tomorrow?
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana. Muy bien. Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Adios. Hasta mañana.
Adios. Hasta mañana.
Muy bien. Let's run through all the hasta phrases that we've learned. Again, I'll say them, then you can repeat them. Then Cara will repeat them, and I'll come back finally with the pronunciation, and you can check how you did with your pronunciation. Here goes. To start with, the phrase for see you later. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Muy bien. What about see you soon? Soon is pronto. So, see you soon. Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto. And finally, can you remember the word for tomorrow?
Mañana.
Mañana, it is indeed. So, see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana. See you tomorrow. Muy bien. Excelente.
Coffee Break Español.
We've been learning some greetings today. We've covered hola in our last program, and today we've covered buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, adios, hasta luego, hasta pronto, and hasta mañana. We're going to learn one more thing before we finish off for today, and that is how to say your name. Listen carefully to what I say here. Me llamo Mark. Me llamo Mark. Me llamo. Me llamo. This is another of these words that may well be pronounced slightly differently in the different Spanish-speaking countries across the world. But we'll stick to me llamo. It means my name is. Cara, can you introduce yourself, please?
Me llamo Cara.
Muy bien, gracias. Me llamo Mark.
Me llamo Cara.
So you should try and think now how you would introduce yourself. Me llamo Mark.
Me llamo Cara.
Hopefully you said what your name was there. If someone introduces themselves to you, it's nice to say, pleased to meet you. In Spanish, to say pleased to meet you, I would say, encantado. Encantado. If you're a male, try and repeat that with me. Encantado. Now, if you're female, you would say encantada.
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 Okay, so try repeating that with Cara if you're female.
Encantada.
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 So if you're male, encantado. If you're female,
Encantada.
So listen to this short conversation and see if you can work out what it all means. Hola, buenos días.
Hola, buenos días.
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Qué tal?
Muy bien. Me llamo Mark.
Encantada. Me llamo Cara.
Encantado. Okay, did you work all that out? Listen to it one more time. Hola, buenos días.
Hola, buenos días.
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Qué tal?
Muy bien. Me llamo Mark.
Encantada. Me llamo Cara.
Encantado. Hopefully you understood all of that conversation.
And that's where we're going to leave it today for this edition of Coffee Break Spanish. Thanks for joining us, and we hope it's been useful. You can join the Coffee Break Spanish community on Facebook at facebook.com/coffeebreakspanish and follow @LearnSpanish on Twitter. Muchas gracias y hasta pronto.
Coffee Break Español.
This is a production of the Radiolingua Network. Find out more at radiolingua.com.